Big to yo, what's up, guys? What is going on? Hope everybody's doing well. England versus Uruguay 1-1 international friendly. And I think I need to remind people that this is not the final England 2026 World Cup squad, right? They're going to alternate, and they're missing a whole mess of players. As you saw during the game, they panned out, or they transitioned onto the players that were not playing, that were watching the game at the stadium. And there's a whole mess of players. Like, you're probably more than likely your starters, right? So you guys are missing so many players, and then they rotated, they alternated. There was so many subs, and so many players ended up coming out. Other players came in, and that shifted. That made a difference. That allowed Uruguay also made the switches, but that allowed Uruguay to get more into the game, especially towards the end. This could have been actually a late winner from Uruguay. Like, it was a late winner from Uruguay with the penalty, but it could have been the late winner, or sorry, late tie from Uruguay, but it could have been the late winner with Valverde having a shot. And then I think it was a combination with Vinas, the one that ended up getting the penalty, with Darwin Nunez, of all people, getting to combine and almost got the second goal. They started to wake up towards the end. But I'm happy for one. I liked what I saw with England, and I think a lot of people would agree to a certain extent that they, especially in that first half, they look good. They look dangerous. And again, that wasn't their starting team, right? That was not their starting team. Rashford, the best thing he did was go to Barcelona. What a player he's become. I thought he was done. That was it. Like, the last year that I saw Rashford play, I said, like, why are people talking about this guy? Why are people making such a big deal about this guy? And you see it there. That run, it was actually off of a break, a counter with from, I think it was Valverde, that ended up shooting, got blocked, and Rashford just ran through, I don't know what it was, like 4 or 5 players, I think. One of them being Valverde, that went for the tackle, got away from him. His teammate comes up, Araujo, and I didn't think he was going to get past him, not that one, because of the body. I thought Araujo was going to check him. The speed and strength of Rashford. And that's where I think England kind of was suffering, because there was no cohesion. There was the center and nobody. That ball just passed everybody. Like, everybody. I don't know if it went out of bounds, because that's how bad it was. It passed everybody and nobody was there. And in the end, I felt that England was missing that cohesion and that understanding. There was a lot of possession, a whole lot of possession, especially in that first half. Man, was there so much possession, especially with Uruguay giving the ball away. Not only were they giving the ball away inside the field to the opponent, to England players, but they were just kicking the ball outside. There was no control. It was like they were I don't know if they were too excited that they were playing in Wembley, or they went in with a little fear. I don't want to think that they went in with fear, because that is not the staple of Uruguayan football. Believe you me, that is not them. There's hardly any fear. I don't know what it was. I'm going to say lack of quality or low quality. I don't know most of these players. I know they play in South America. One of them plays in, or maybe several, I don't know, play in, what do you call it? In the MLS, they play here. I think one of them, I think Vinas, they were saying that he plays in the MLS. Another one plays in Mexico. And I'm not like dogging these leagues or anything like that. They are good leagues, but wow, the difference. Who was it? Ganobio or something? Like, he was the only one that was taking shots, and those shots went nowhere near Trafford. Nowhere near Trafford. I was thinking to myself, really good looking guy, hey man, if this doesn't pan out for you in soccer, you can go and I don't know, try do some modeling or something, because there was absolutely nothing. The only one obviously that we know can make a difference there is Valverde, and he looked good with the ball, controlling the tempo, passing, not making any mistakes. Probably the only one that wasn't making any mistakes. Almost decided the game today, got the penalty, and did a really good job of just being composed and serene, and just like dictating the game for Uruguay. But you need a lot more than that. A lot more. There's no attacking threat from Uruguay. None whatsoever. England, on the other hand, wow. Like I said, Rashford looks like a completely different player. He looks great. He looks absolutely great. Foden, I know there's like mixed feelings with Foden for a lot of people, especially the last couple of years. Foden looked good, until Araujo checked him. I don't think there was anything wrong. I don't think it was like a hard tackle. People are like, just came off of the internet right now. People saying like, they're traumatized by the way Araujo went towards the ball. That's how you're supposed to go. That's the way. He wasn't trying to get. He got the ball first too, so there was nothing wrong with that play. That's just part of the game, unfortunately. I'm glad he's not injured. I don't want him to be injured. We can probably say the same thing, or we can talk about Madueke and the foul on the defender. I forgot what his name was, Mendes or something. That looked like it was done a little bit on purpose because he was getting heated up at some point, Madueke, because they were getting at him hard, you know. And Madueke has a little bit of that flair, you know, like he's not going to let him be, you know, let himself be pushed around. So I think he did that a little bit deliberately. I don't think he wanted to hurt him, but just kind of check him. That's what you do, you know, like put the fear in some of these players. You know, I'm not someone you're just gonna like, you know, walk all over or anything like that. So I didn't think there was nothing wrong with Arujo. Foden, like I said, I thought he was good. Livramento, I thought was really good on the right. Spence also doing his thing on the left-hand side, being threatening both Livramento and Spence. Solanke also looked good. Some opportunities, especially the one that he got to nutmeg a Uruguayan player and had so much space throughout that middle. Ended up taking a shot. I think it was deflected corner. They could have done a lot better, but I think that's just the limitations with these players. If you had a Jude Bellingham there, a Harry Kane there, maybe you'd be talking about a different outcome in those same plays. The same thing with the corners. It was like 3 corners in a row where it was just Harry Maguire or Solanke, I think it was, maybe Madueke as well, Spence, but just completely by themselves, being able to handle with a lot of space for them to be able to do something. Luckily for Uruguay, the ball went a little bit too high, but there was a lot of opportunities for them to be able to create a little bit more danger than they did. The decisions weren't the best, I would say. And players that came in like Palmer, like changed the game entirely. You know, he's the one that got the corner, and Harvey Burns was the one that ended up getting the flick over to Ben White, you know, for the goal. So it was a struggle to get that first goal, which they should have been at that point. They should have been at least 3 goals by then. And that's the only thing with this amazing team that they have. And once they have the starters playing, I don't know if they have the mentality, because that's the one thing Uruguay was so great at. The defensively, they were great. And I think that's how they can actually get further than England with all that quality that they have. Just that mentality. That's what I think is one of the biggest factors that got Argentina to get to the final and actually beat France. Because France, I would say on paper, the talent is just far superior than the Argentinian players. But the mentality and the fortitude and the effort that put in, the grit and the fearlessness, no. Nobody beats Argentinians, at least not that easily. And I feel Uruguay is, because Uruguay is also known for that kind of mentality, and that's what's going to carry them far. If indeed they get the right teams also, because you have other teams too that could play that same game, and there's only so much that you could do in the end. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. That whole thing that when they played the U.S., that they didn't have their starters, like, come on, like Uruguay could, with a B team, could have and should have beat the U.S. And from what I heard, it was the U.S. was playing their C team, not even their B team. Okay, so I don't know, man. Like I like what I saw with England. I understand the changes. I understand the loss of quality towards the end, but they still look good. They still look threatening. This was a really good game. As for the goal for England, the supposed foul on Jimenez, I think that was a foul. Like, I'm sorry, but that he ran right into Jimenez and he wasn't even looking at the ball. That was a foul. I'm sorry. That should have been disallowed. Now the foul from Ben White on Vinas, yeah, that was a foul. Absolutely. He got to his leg before he ended up getting to the ball. Vinas got to the ball before him. So that's stuff like that could end up costing them the World Cup. I don't see them going that far, unfortunately, because I just feel that a lot of these players for England, like Saka, like I said, Harry Kane, I don't think that they have that temperament. But maybe with Tuchel, this is a different English team. Who knows? So I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to England, because that talent and players like Rashford, Maguire, Cole Palmer, I'm excited to see what they're gonna do against the very best. Anyways, guys, that's all I want to say. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.